Aha! Hee. Hello everyone! To start things off, I don't usually like making these types of videos. I don't like starting drama if it doesn't concern me. Which this video isn't about starting drama with anyone, but I do want to give my point of view towards this situation that's happening almost everywhere, whether you're in Canada or the United States. I've heard cases that a lot of us car enthusiasts are being targeted because of what we do to our cars, which I have thought of both sides of the coin here, whether me being a car enthusiast or not being a car enthusiast, looking at the situation from both ends. Some of it makes sense to me and some of it doesn't make sense to me. This is basically what this video is going to be about. Recently, a good friend of mine got pulled over for having a modified car. To be fair, yes, he does have some things done to his car, but it's not anything over the top. It's nothing like my Evo or some of the cars, or like a purebred race car or anything like that he's driving on the streets. I would say it's a fairly tame street car. So he got tickets for, number one, his exhaust, which isn't unheard of for a lot of us car enthusiasts. Sometimes our cars, to us, can sound really good and enjoyable. To others who aren't car enthusiasts and, for example, are just walking their dog on the sidewalk, they don't want to hear your really loud exhaust, your burbles, backfires, or even your blow-off valve. They don't care because they just want to walk their dog. And I totally understand that. My friend's car wasn't even that loud. I have a muffler delete on my Z that I've been dailying since I got it, so like 3 years now, and I haven't had any issues with the police. I have been followed by the vehicle inspection unit here, which is a part of the police force that goes after unsafe vehicles for the road. Now, I'm not going to get into our roads being unsafe for our vehicles because there are literally potholes everywhere, but I'm not going to get into that. This is purely about car modifications, and I feel us car enthusiasts are being targeted for things that we genuinely personally like. So what happened was the police officer noticed that one of his turn signals was burnt out or not working. So the police pulled him over for that and noticed that his exhaust has been changed. Now again, it's nothing crazy, it's just a catback exhaust, so it's not really that loud. It's a nice deep tone, but nothing that anyone would ever complain about. And the thing is, the police didn't even go after him for the loudness of the exhaust. It's purely because of how the exhaust looks. The terms that the police uses where I'm from, is a Hollywood style exhaust. That's not even a car term. Like, I've never heard that term until now. And I don't think anyone in the car community or that knows anything about cars uses the term Hollywood style exhaust. It just sounds so stupid. Like, what's next? Are you guys gonna pull people over for having tattoos and piercings just because of how they look? Kind of hard to compare people and inanimate objects like cars, but it's kind of the same idea. You're going after something that you feel doesn't look right. Not because it bothers anyone else, just purely because it doesn't look right. And I don't think that's fair at all. On the flip side, there are cars that I know, because my Evo might be one of them, that don't have any restriction in the exhaust. It's purely like a straight pipe and doesn't have a muffler. Or I would see giving tickets to those guys because those guys can be bothering other people that are on the road or on the sidewalk because their cars are insanely loud. If you've never heard a straight piped car before, I would admit that's way too loud for public roads. And if my friend got pulled over because of that, I wouldn't be making this video. But because he got pulled over for just how his muffler looks, it's not that he deleted his muffler, he has a muffler. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you pull over someone for how their muffler looks? From what I was told growing up, what the police and their job is to protect people. So with a muffler looking a certain way, who's really being protected here? No one's really complaining about it. I haven't heard anyone looking at an exhaust pipe and saying, oh, I'm offended. Like, who would get offended over an exhaust pipe? I don't feel like anyone's being protected here. It's purely to get money from people, and they're targeting us car enthusiasts because we're easy targets. We're not criminals. We just like cars. And because of that, I feel like we're being targeted because of what we do to our cars. People, if you're watching this and you're from Winnipeg, we are the murder capital of Canada. I'm sure there are other things the police can focus on other than how an exhaust pipe looks. Like, it's just ridiculous. I even have to make this video because it just doesn't make sense. I feel like this is just purely a money grab to pay someone at the end of the day, because obviously when we pay tickets, it's going somewhere and someone's getting our money. I just don't feel like anyone is being benefited from whether these mufflers are on the road or not. Going back to my Z, I recently bought an exhaust for my Z because you could say I'm getting old and I feel like my muffler delete is still too loud for the streets. And that's just personally. I haven't had anyone complain about my car, but it's just I feel like I want a quieter car, especially when the revs get higher and the RPM range. I just want the car to be quieter. So I bought an exhaust with a muffler. But now I'm kind of skeptical with putting a muffler in my car, because I'm afraid that the one I have is legal because it doesn't look like a quote-unquote Hollywood style muffler. If I put a Hollywood style muffler, it might be illegal now, even though I made my car quieter. So I really don't know what to do here. Do I just keep my car illegal but it's not illegal? Or do I make it quieter and not bother anyone, but then maybe bother the police? Like, it just doesn't make sense here. My friend, when he got pulled over, I actually just got off the phone with him just to clarify and just to make sure that when I'm making this video, I'm not making anything up. I asked him if the police officer measured the decibel rating on how loud his car is, because maybe to us it's not loud, but to other people it is loud. The police didn't even do that. They didn't even measure how loud his car was. They just looked at it and gave him a ticket. We could obviously fight the tickets, but why would you waste our time? Like, we could be at work, making money, doing something, focusing on a project that we've been working on. Do anything else, but why would you want us to waste our time and fight a ticket? And the second ticket he got was a steering wheel ticket due to the fact that he removed the factory airbag from the car, which I feel like is a gray area. I understand airbags is a safety component of the car. Why would you pull over a car that has no airbag on the steering wheel while there are tons of cars from before that don't even have any airbags? So if we're driving on the same road and one has an aftermarket steering wheel but no airbag, and one just doesn't have any airbags, we're still in the same situation. We're still driving on the same road. If we get into a car accident, it's still the same situation. I honestly don't see the logic there. Plus, how cars were engineered and made later on is actually a lot safer than the older cars. So you can't really say older cars are safer without an airbag. I just don't see the point in giving a $700 ticket for removing an airbag. The person who removed it is not affecting anyone else. And then the exhaust ticket, I think, was like almost $200. So he's looking at about close to $1,000 in tickets because he likes cars and because he wants to modify his car purely for himself and his own enjoyment. I don't know. I just feel like us car enthusiasts around the world, no matter where we are being targeted for what we like. Again, it's kind of like the same situation as when people would judge other people for having tattoos and piercings. They would just assume like, oh yeah, this guy's probably in a gang. This guy's probably a bad person because he has tattoos. But later on, we kind of realized that just because people have tattoos and piercings doesn't mean that they're bad people, doesn't mean that they're criminals. It's the same thing with cars. And by all means, if you are a police officer and you are watching this, if you see a modified car, drive recklessly on the road or have a really, really loud car that's excessive to the decibel rating that's safe on the street, or a car that is street racing that's modified, by all means, pull that person over. My friend and myself, we're just usually driving normally on the road. Like, yeah, maybe we'll have a pull here and there on the highway, but nothing crazy illegal that we're endangering other people, especially on how our cars look. I don't know, I just feel like it's just so stupid that we're being targeted because we're easy targets to make money off of. If you are a car enthusiast, whether you are just getting into the scene or you have been in the car community for a really, really long time, I want to hear all of your guys' opinions down below in the comments. If you feel like you want your voice spoken or heard, feel free to share this video on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, or whether or not you're a car enthusiast. It would be cool to hear everyone's comments down below and see what people think about this. Do you feel like it's unfair for people to be targeted and to be ticketed for our modifications? Or do you feel like as long as you modify your car within reason, it's alright? And maybe you look at it like me, like it's a form of expressing yourself and that we're not hurting or harming anyone with our cars. But I just wanted to make this quick little video and I just wanted to give my point of view on the whole situation because I know this has been going on for a long time and it's kind of weird because car modifying has been around since cars were invented. So this is nothing new. It's just recently police are targeting modified cars because because of the money. So again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, whether you side with the police or the car enthusiasts, or maybe you have your own point of view and you just want to let me know down below. I am going to be reading and responding to as many comments as I can. Or if there's not many, I'll be responding to all the comments. So let me know down below, as it really means a lot. Again, if you enjoyed it, remember to share, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.